company you don't have to think. With QuickLink Construction, you're fully linked.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's here. Have you ever experienced a bad workmanship? Someone who work at your house and you're not satisfied, but you can't find good help? Well, look no further. QuickLink Construction is a licensed general construction company that's fully insured for the 5 boroughs and the Westchester. A one-stop construction company that will cater to your needs. Experience is what counts in this business, and we have the experience for more than 35 years. So if you need a paint job, call us. If the roof is talking to you.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant, located at 1802 Near Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Thursday. Oh my gosh, it's Thursday already. The days have literally flew. Ooh. Hello everyone, good evening to you. It is time for Inside the Zone, the community platform where information is guaranteed. Hey. How are you all doing? I know you're good. I hear voices. My crystal ball is up and running, so I can see you, and you, yeah. You over there in the corner, you over there in the crib. I see you. 22 minutes after 6 o'clock. Inside the Zone is broadcast on Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM, Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, www.caribbeanvibesradio.com, Touch FM Radio 90.1, Inside the Zone YouTube channel. I am your host, Lady D, Denise Gomez, yeah. And I'm here to keep you company until 8 p.m. Inside the Zone is a culture-centric radio program that connects the Jamaican diaspora and international audiences globally. The show's content captures its people's social, cultural, and collective views on issues that affect their communities: family, health, finance, education, immigration, housing, food security, and so much more. On Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Linkage Radio in Mount Vernon, New York. This evening's feature is Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect, and is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx, and Victoria Mutual Building Society, 300 Cadman Plaza West, 1 Pierpont Plaza, 12th floor, Brooklyn, New York, 11201. Coming up, our inspirational zone, we get a praise on. A rebroadcast of the news, courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service, comes right after. Music Zone, it is Jazz Music Thursday. On this day in history, historical timeline. And in Mail Zone, he doesn't want to work. He doesn't want to work. Who are we talking about? And in Center Stage this evening, I'll be featuring an interview. It's a 4-part interview, and so I'm sharing the first part with you. It's a uncensored interview with Beverly Manley. And of course, she was married to Norman Manley, to Michael Manley rather. So I'm going to be sharing that with you. And I should be having a conversation with one of my sponsors, Natasha Service of Victoria Mutual. 25 minutes after 6 o'clock. Good evening, everyone. 914-600-4228 is our telephone number. 914-600-4228. How everybody do? Good. So we established that you're all good. And it's about time I get on with the praise, because I do have a nice gospel song for you this evening in our inspirational zone. It's 25 minutes after 6 o'clock. Don't forget to log on to my YouTube channel, Inside the Zone with Lady D, and subscribe. No cost to you. I just need numbers. That's all I need. And I'd like to get to 1,000. So help me, no man. Help. I've been here too long with you guys for you not to want to help me. Have I offended you? Have I done you something wrong? I'm just checking. You know, you never know these things. So hi, everybody. So good evening and welcome to the show. Let's get our praise on. It's 26 minutes now after 6 o'clock, and we want to get praise on and clap and sing and get into the show and talk and share with each other. How about that? Are you ready for some praise music? Well, I'm ready. Here we go. And this one is Nobody Like Jesus. Sister Sasha, I love it. You tell me what you think.
Nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus. And I say no. Nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus Christ. Them answer God, me glad you're different from man. Everything you do, me say you're different from man. When you are judged, me say you're different from man. When you are blessed, me say you're different from man. When you forgive, me say you're different from man. When you are loved, me say you're different from man. Everything you do are higher levels than man. Yes, Father God, you are the real than man. Nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus. I say no. Nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus. Jesus Christ. Him give me hand, me foot, me mouth, me have to praise him. Him give me the outer strength, you know me have to hail him. Him give me the fire, Holy Ghost forever blazing. And the love him manifest is so amazing. When me enemy them think me done, Father God call me and say Sasha come. The fire na me belly make the wicked have to run. Run, 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 run. No, nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus. And I say no. Nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus Christ. You are the Alpha, Omega, beginning and the end, the first and the last. You are my best friend, so I don't worry about the Eden. Them me not go send my soul now, blow now, bend. Nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus. And I say no. Nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus Christ. Them also got me glad you're different from man. Everything you do, me say you're different from man. When you are judged, me say you're different from man. When you are blessed, me say you're different from man. When you forgive, me say you're different from man. When you are loved, me say you're different from man. Everything you do, a higher level than man. Yes, Father God, you are the real than man. No. Nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus. And I say no. Nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus Christ. No. Nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus. And I say no. Nobody like my Jesus. Nobody like my Jesus Christ.
Sister Sasha, I want to say thanks to Dr. Lingo, the Lingo up there in Connecticut, because he sent me WeTransfer file. And so the songs that I started playing since last week in the gospel segment, like today, it's from that playlist. So I want to say thanks to him. But I played this one last night and I'm like, this is a good one. I'm going to play it. Nobody like Jesus Christ. Sister Sasha. Good evening, everyone. My name is Denise, Lady D Gomez. It is Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. I want to connect with my YouTubers just to say hi to you guys. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Wait. You know what, King Ryan? I'm seeing like, you know, a coconut tree out in the ocean. Not sure what that means. But anyway, I don't know if you're sailing, but on the beach somewhere, but hi to you. 6:31 p.m. Don't forget the show is brought to you by Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant. I invite you to stop on over there. It is Thursday. What happens today on a Thursday? Because I want a good report. I need to have a good report. Today's Thursday. So for your lunch or your dinner, you can get your oxtail, curry goat, beef ribs, curry chicken, jerk chicken, fried chicken, brown stew chicken, fried shrimp, curry shrimp, tripe and beans, barbecue chicken, beef ribs, brown stew fish, chili wings, baked salmon with chili sauce, stew peas. There must be something here that you like. So if you do, go on over to them and say, hey, Lady D called out a list from the menu and I'd like to place my order. 718-324-7484. Thanks to Cooler Runnings, always a proud sponsor of the show. It is 6:31, 6:32 now. Good evening to you, and you. And, you know, as always, I have to bless up everybody. How are your children doing? I hope everybody's fine. And in addition to that, one of my usual stuff is to say happy birthday to somebody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, somebody. Happy birthday to you. And a wedding anniversary is happening somewhere. let me know. Happy anniversary to you. And the baby was born. Oh my goodness, somewhere in the world, life came into the world. Isn't that amazing? So welcome, baby. And I know everybody is goo-goo gagaing by now. So hi, 6:32 p.m. Don't forget our telephone number is 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. It is time for News Zone, a rebroadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, August 11, 2022. Regulations to govern the undertaking of the 2022 Population and Housing Census were signed yesterday to mark the launch of the data collection process. It was signed by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke and observed by Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Mr. Julian Robinson representing the opposition, and Chairman of Statin David Tennant. Data collected from the census is used to inform government policies and programs, including where to locate schools, healthcare facilities, and other services.
The data will be fundamentally useful and instructive as we go through this challenging task of digitizing our society, but also making sure that no person is left behind.
The national census, which is conducted every 10 years, provides benchmark estimates about the population's size. It also reports on key socio-demographic information such as age, sex, education and training, economic activity, religion, living conditions, and migration patterns.
Knowing such crucial information is very important to all sectors when it comes to planning and implementation of socio-economic policies that help in the development process.
The 2022 census data collection will begin on September 12 and continue to December 31 under the theme You Count, Me Count, All We Count. The entire process will cost approximately $2.4 billion. Over 7,000 census takers will visit households across the island, collecting the data electronically using tablet computers. The United States government will be providing $2 million to support the creation of a cyber center of excellence in Jamaica, which will benefit the wider region. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris made the announcement during a call with Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Monday. A statement issued by the White House says the call was part of the Biden-Harris administration's ongoing efforts to elevate engagement with Caribbean leaders given the shared interests and common bonds. During the call, the Vice President and Prime Minister Holness reportedly welcomed progress made on 3 short-term joint U.S.-Caribbean committees that President Biden and the Vice President launched in June. The committees were launched to produce concrete, near-term solutions for food security, energy security, and finance challenges confronting the region. It follows a meeting between Vice President Harris and Prime Minister Holness on March 30, where they discussed a range of issues, including security, COVID recovery, and economic growth. During Monday's call, the U.S. Vice President also congratulated Prime Minister Holness and the people of Jamaica on the nation's 60th anniversary of independence. As the Universal Service Fund, USF, continues to expand internet access across the island, it has brought free public Wi-Fi to another 2 St. James communities. The secured hotspots were officially launched in the Farm Heights and Canterbury communities on Monday. The internet facilities have a range of 800 feet and will allow about 200 residents to simultaneously access high-speed service. Farm Heights resident Saniki Petty says the service is especially welcome with the new school year approaching.
We have quite a lot of children here, and also we have a neighboring school which will definitely put this internet access to use. Also for the homework center, we have adults here who come and volunteer as well, and we have the marching band. This is the home of the marching band, and the marching band is home to quite a various age group.
The USF has already installed community Wi-Fi in the Bogue Hill and flanker areas of the parish. Catadupa, Cornwall Court, and Mount Carey are next. Chief Executive Officer of the USF, Daniel Dawes, is urging the residents to protect the facilities and ensure they are not vandalized.
The internet is free for you and your children. Please protect it. Anything you see funny, and anybody you see interfering, you reach to your counselor, you reach to the police.
The Percy Junior Hospital has received a critical piece of equipment to improve its surgical and laboratory services. The Rotary Clubs of Christiana in Jamaica and Menomonee in Wisconsin have donated a tabletop autoclave valued at $800,000. It is used to sterilize surgical equipment and laboratory instruments. Regional Director for the Southern Regional Health Authority, SRHA, Michael Bent, thanked the clubs for their support. He says the COVID-19 pandemic has provided an opportunity for greater partnerships between the government and persons in the private sector, NGOs, and service clubs, which has been truly beneficial to the country. Jamaicans can now drop off their e-waste at 5 collection points established by the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA. Persons in the corporate area can drop off their e-waste at the NSWMA's head office on Halfway Tree Road and at MPM Waste Management on Hagley Park Road. The other collection sites are WPM Waste Management Limited at 1A LOJ Commercial Center in Montego Bay, SPM Waste Management Limited at 4A Mandeville Plaza in Manchester, and NEPM Waste Management Limited at 2 Stormont Road, New Buckfield, Ocho Rios.
You can take your e-waste to those facilities and we will take it from there. We don't expect that we will have them stored more than a maximum of a 2 week or hold them for a maximum of a 2 week out there before we have enough to move and collect and transport to the approved site.
The NSWMA's executive director says a brand new box body truck was purchased and branded to do e-waste collection across the island based on demand. E-waste refers to unwanted electronic products that are nearing or at the end of their useful life. Mr. Gordon says these products can pose a clear and present danger to the health of people if not handled properly.
Currently, they throw it in the regular garbage, and we want to stop that practice. So we are trying to increase drop-off sites across the island that nobody should have a discarded laptop or tablet or cell phone and don't know where to put it.
Mr. Gordon says he's in discussions with the big providers of electronics as well as the municipal corporations to identify more locations to complement the temporary collection sites at the regional offices. As part of its public education strategy, the NSWMA will be creating and distributing a pamphlet outlining the types of items being targeted for the e-waste collection program. And finally, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has confirmed a 4th case of monkeypox in the country. In an update yesterday, the ministry reported that the patient is currently isolated at home and the parish health department has commenced its contact tracing. This new case has been classified as a local transmission, which means the patient had no recent travel history and was not in contact with the 3 previously announced cases. The Ministry of Health will now be issuing routine weekly updates on the state of monkeypox in the country via its website and social media platforms on Mondays. Other modes of communication will also be utilized where necessary to complement the public education campaign and community engagement activities. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
That was a rebroadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. Oh, how I like to keep you informed in the know. I do. Good evening, everyone. 6:41 p.m. Don't forget the show is brought to you by Victoria Mutual Building Society. Their telephone number is 347-344-5790. 347-344-5790. You know, we talk about
I got a mortgage customized to fit me. Same day pre-approval on my loan. Wow!
Lower mortgage payments, so I have money to do more of the things that matter.
Happiness is owning my own crib. Take advantage of our same-day mortgage pre-approval plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with VMBS.
how many persons have a VMBS account? Whether you started that account in Jamaica or here in the US. How many of you have an account with VMBS? I have been saying that VMBS's approach is generational. Most of you, the audience that we cater to here on Linkage Radio, many of you are already homeowners. And so you have no plans to purchase another house. However, you have children. And if you have grown children who have now made you grandmas and grandpas, you can pass that legacy on to them by way of information and to say, hey, I bought my house through Victoria Mutual Building Society when I was. You can do the same. And tell them to call me, and I'll connect them to Victoria Mutual Building Society. As a matter of fact, I'll just repeat the telephone number once again, 347-344-5790. King Ryan had called in, and said that his brother had bought a house, a nice bungalow. He didn't have to go to Jamaica. And he did it right online, and they were very, very helpful to him. I would like another success story by way of advertising on my radio program that, Lady D, I was listening to you. I called them up, and they were able to help me to get a house. That's the purpose of advertising. It's not for the programs on the station to just sound like, oh, a whole heap of people, bless you. It's to provide you with information, and you'll be blessed in the long run. All right, so call Victoria Mutual, 347-344-5790. Come on, man. Let's get cracking. So I'd like to share with you this afternoon, in center stage, some facts. Who else has joined me? Good evening. Hey, Vero, I see you, Vero. Good evening to you. Let me take you to some facts now. Facts about Kingston in history. Kingston, Jamaica. How many of you are from Kingston? Hands up. Born a town. Yeah. Went to Clarendon, so I'm from 2 parishes. 24th of June in 1692, Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica founded. Now the Lord did already make it, right? But somebody had to go find it. So don't take it personal now. 28th of February in 1906, Stanley Cup, Ottawa HC beats Queen's University Kingston. With a 12-7 for a 2-0 sweep of Challenge Series. 14th of January, they write these dates backwards. 14th of January, so you have the 14 on the outside, then the 01 in the middle, and the year on the left. What is that? 14th of January 1907, an earthquake in Kingston, Jamaica, kills more than 1,000 people. May 4, 1930, England cricketers dismissed for then record 849 versus West Indies in the 4th Test in Kingston, Jamaica, and the Sandham out for 325. Anybody born in 1930? October 4 in 1930, brilliant West Indian cricket batsman George Headley scores patient 223 in drawn 4th Test against England at Kingston, Jamaica. 15th of March in 1935, brilliant batsman George Headley steers West Indies to an innings victory over England in 4th Cricket Test at Kingston, Jamaica, with a patient unbeaten 270. 17th of August 1951, hurricane winds drive 6 ships ashore, Kingston, Jamaica. 30th of March in 1954, Test cricket debut of Gary Sobers versus England at Kingston. They mean in Kingston. 31st of March in 1955, West Indies cricket all-rounder Collie Smith scores 104 in his Test debut in a 9-wicket first Test defeat to Australia in Kingston, Jamaica. 15th of June in 1955, Australia score 758 versus West Indies in Kingston, their best ever. January 3, 1958, 21-year-old West Indian cricket all-rounder Gary Sobers turns his maiden Test century into a world record 365, not out in the Windies' 3rd Test win over Pakistan in Kingston, Jamaica. Sobers and Conrad Hunt, 260, 446 run partnership for second wicket. 16th of February 1973, West Indies versus Australia in Kingston, first time since 1955 without Gary Sobers. March 5, 1978, last cricket test match appearance for Bobby Simpson in Kingston. March 5 in 1978, West Indies all set to lose cricket test versus Australia in Kingston till riots end game. You see now, sir? 20th of May 1980, fire in nursing home in Kingston, Jamaica kills 157. That's the Eventide home, right? They didn't put all of that there. And finally, I have two left. Okay. January 3, 1990, England cricket has its first win against West Indies in 16 years and 24 matches. 9-wicket victory in the first test in Kingston, Jamaica. Alan Lamb's first overseas century, 132. January 5, 1995, future Australian cricket captain Steve Waugh scores career best 200, including 231 partnership with brother Mark, 126, in fourth test win over West Indies in Kingston, Jamaica. All the avid cricket fans, this is your day, okay? And so finally, 21st of January 1996, Shiv Chanderpaul scores 303 for Guyana versus Jamaica in Kingston. And there could have been thousands more, but I'll pause here. So good evening. That was your Kingston in history in cricket. All the avid cricket people out there, I'm going to say, hey, bless. Our class is on. Yes, Brian, they go all the way. Absolutely. So you got your cricket lesson today. Don't forget, at 7 o'clock, I do have a Mail Zone. He doesn't want to work. Why we take up these people who don't work? What is that about? Alrighty, so I'll share more with you on that. And at 7:30 p.m., I do have a very interesting first part of a 4-part interview with Beverly Manley, the late Michael Manley's wife, who a whole lot of people didn't like, and you don't know the lady. A lot of gossip and things that were, some were true, some were not true, some were facts, some were not, But I just wanted you to hear her and, share stuff, because not many of you are aware of the fact that she still lives in Jamaica, or that she turned 80 years old, So I'm here to help you along. The show, as you can tell, is one of those diverse kinds of programs. I'm touching a little of this, a little of that, and there's nobody who listens who cannot say, oh boy, I didn't get this or I didn't get that. I try my best. I'd like to say hi to all the people who are from the islands and countries and territories of Anguilla. Hey, Anguillans, Antigua, Barbuda, Bahamas, Barbados. Where is Andrea? I don't know. I'm going to beat Andrea. I haven't seen Andrea. Andrea lives in Barbados. Okay, want to say hi. Belize, Bermuda, British Virgin Islands, Cayman Islands, Cuba. So let me see on here where I know people. I know people in the Bahamas. I've been there. I know people in Barbados. I know people from Cayman. I have cousin there. Cuba. I don't have nobody, but I have a Spanish name. You never know. Dominica. The Dominican Republic. Anybody have relatives there? In Grenada or Guadeloupe or Guyana? Not for you, man. Haiti. Jamaica. Anybody know anybody or born in Jamaica? Martinique, Montserrat, Netherlands. Yes, I've known people from Montserrat. Netherlands, Antilles, Puerto Rico, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, Turks and Caicos, U.S. Virgin Islands, Venezuela. Where you come from? I'd like to hear from you. Hello. You know people, you have relatives. We have relatives all over the place. I know that. So good evening, everyone. Taking you now to some Music. It's Jazz Music Thursday. And of course, at 7 o'clock, I get into my email. He doesn't want to work, and that's in the feature Mail Zone. Stick and stay with me. My name is Denise, Lady D. Gomez. What's going on? Yes, some jazz for you there. It's Jazz Music Thursday. Good evening, everybody. How are you doing? I just want to say that coming up in Mail Zone, it's an interesting, I'm just here looking at it, and it's really, Lord, the things you can get yourself into. So get ready for that. Our telephone number is 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. It's another great day to just be here with me and to keep my company until what time? 8 p.m. when I can get a chance to go home. But Mail Zone is coming up, and I do have some more jazz for you, some Jamaican jazz. Where is it? Where are you? So good evening, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel Inside the Zone. Don't forget. So while you come on and you're watching, please share and say, hey, I'm watching Lady D on, and I would like you to talk to her. Good evening. Welcome. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Listen to your show for a long time, man. Seems really cool.
Hello?
I'm listening to your show for a long time. Seems really cool.
Oh, the show seems really cool.
No, you seems really cool.
I seems.
Yeah, Lady D, man. That's cool, man.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah. I'm good. Just got home, man, from work.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, I work on boats in Connecticut. I live in the Bronx.
Oh, you live in the Bronx. All right. So how was the trip?
I work on boats in Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
30 years now.
Yeah? So how was the trip coming home?
Oh, the 95 was good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you're coming home.
Mm-hmm. So were you listening on your way home, or you got home and started to
No,
listen?
I'm home. No, I'm home right now.
Oh,
just got home.
Okay. All righty. So
just got home, man. It's sure really cool. I really like it, man.
All righty.
Really cool. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you.
Yeah, man. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Keep it up, man. Yeah, this is my number. You can call me anytime.
All righty.
Really cool, man. I like it.
All right. Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
All right.
Blessings. Okay, bye-bye.
Cool, man. Okay.
All righty. Thank you for calling my call. I appreciate the call. All right. So it's 7 p.m. and as you know, it's now time for Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. And I'd just like to welcome everyone tuning into the show. It's Linkage Radio, your budding and buzzing station, 24/7, 365 days for the year. Our telephone number, once again, is 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228.
Two hearts together, we're a harmony so right. Two sparks united, we're a fire burning bright.
For the truth, always brand new. Right from the jump, we had a hunch that we had everything.
Perfect combination. Love plus you and me. A perfect combination. We couldn't ask for any better. Perfect combination. We fit to a team. A perfect combination. With all it takes to last forever. Together.
Welcome to Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. Let's get into our mailbox right now. Well, we do have our mail. Here we go. Dear Lady D, I was 15 years old. A boy my age came to live next door my house. This tall, lanky boy had so much confidence, you could smell him miles away. We became best friends and told each other everything. At age 20, he migrated to the United States to be with his mother. At first, he wrote frequently, and I breathed his love messages. My family thought I was crazy because I slept with his letters beneath my pillow. This went on for the first year, and at the beginning of the second year, the letters became less frequent and eventually stopped. I was devastated. I knew we had a strong bond, and I believe he got distracted being overseas and seeing pretty girls. I was hurt for a long time and often wondered how and where he was in the States. They say you never get over your first love. Every day I prayed that I would see him again. 7 years later, he returned. I made sure to cross all the T's and dot the I's. What I did not know was that he was lazy. We rekindled our friendship or relationship, and 3 months in, the problem started. We chose to live together, and so sharing responsibilities is important. At first, he said he was not in a rush to get a job because he wanted to experience the beauty of the island all over again. The first month slid by, and I realized he was not making an effort. By this time, I was the one carrying the bills while he stayed home and watched television and smoked marijuana all day. I sometimes get calls from friends and neighbors about the loud music he plays, though I ask him not to. One evening I got home early and saw him sitting on the stoop smoking Lady D. I was so mad we ended up in an argument. When I brought up the fact that he does not want to find a job, he tells me he does not want to work for people. Really? So then I asked him how he expects to survive. The man tells me I am working. From what he told me, he was working overseas, so I'm wondering what changed. Though we knew each other years ago, something about him has changed. Now I'm beginning to think I made a terrible mistake. He really wants to eat, sleep, and have sex. I want to get rid of him, Lady D, but it's so difficult. My family are upset that I made him move in with me. Help. What should I do? You ever hear anything like this now? How many people go through this over and over and over again? It's in the reverse. A woman picks up a man, but you do have men who, better choice of a word, but pick up women who they too don't want to work, like Barbie dolls. 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. You know what this tells me? You may give me a call and share your comments with me. Let me hear. Yes, you may call and share your comments with me. What do you think about this? But what this tells me is people change, and people will pick up habits along the way, and their focus will change. Now, when she met him, he was 15, and then he migrated to the United States. She lives in Jamaica. So I'm telling you, in the period of time that I had placed the segment on hold because I was featuring On the Road to Jamaica 60, emails just kept coming in. So I had to go through them and, decided to kick off the segment once again with this one. But what it tells me is that You need to reacquaint yourself in a timely manner before you decide, oh, my love has returned, and go off having relationship, more so having him move in with you. She's young, she's aspiring for, academia. She's busy doing her thing. And now he comes back and she feels, oh, whatever relationships he had before while he was overseas, all would be well. So she would take him back now. Her love has shown up. And this is it. What is that? Really? Give me a call. Let me hear your thoughts. Because he does not want to work and he tells her that she's working. How rude. Let me hear from you. 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228.
So deep inside we share a feeling that's so rare, so sweet, just knowing that we are a special pair.
Right on time, we're two of a kind, and heaven knows this love will grow stronger every day.
Perfect combination. Almost you and me. Perfect combination.
My first call, good evening. Welcome to Mail Zone. How are you?
At top of the evening to you, madam.
At top of the evening to you, King.
We need to know whose number you're getting and all of this before we move into anything else.
That's, Lord, I tell you. It's one of those days. One of those
I'm telling
days.
you.
One of those
Boy, I'm
days.
telling you.
You can laugh at me, Ryan. It's okay. I'll take it. Because I was laughing at myself, but that's all right.
Just try don't make him moving. That's all me can say. Try not make him moving.
That's okay.
Correct. Me will come over there that time. Okay?
Yes,
Me
sir.
will come over there time. Okay.
All right.
Now, lady, this a madness, This a desperation in the worst kind. You want to tell me, say, after all these years, this woman down in Jamaica, where so much things are going on, she couldn't find nobody else at all.
I tell you, there's something called soul tie. She just couldn't let go of him.
This a woman has stood on a crossroad under the clock all her life and wait for this out Vanya or Patty Panya to come by.
I'm telling you. And not only that, she didn't wait, Ryan, to really, reacquaint herself with him again properly. She let him move in. What is that?
Desperation in the worst kind. All me can tell her grandmother, I say, anywhere you go pick up your coal, you're going back to cast then. You pick it up, you need to find out how you're going to get rid of him.
Oh, dear, my goodness. Because he doesn't want to move.
Me know that some bright, handsome man must still left for Jamaica. And tell me, say, all of it come America.
Mm-hmm. I know. It's just, sure. And then he sits out on the, because she says he sits out on the stoop and smoke and so her neighbors, say, hey, we get loud music and all kind of something going on. Oh,
Number one, she should have figured out what the basis of in return, whether deportation or whatever, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Why did the America they do all this time in the America and probably just come back from Sing Sing and them sitting straight on the plane and straight out there? Woman a boo-boo.
Oh, Lord.
We don't know what them take American for. Me, I tell you, Panny Radio this evening, woman, you are boo-boo. This is one case we now go help you with.
Oh, Lord.
This is all us really tumble down for you. Because you are boo-boo. Nice, we sure that some nice gentlemen still in Jamaica, even educated one, and you sit down here. I wait for one criminal or work with somebody to come home to you. Well, he come home, take him.
Oh, Lord.
You have to stick with that.
Sure.
We can't help you. With those cases, I can't help on this one. But with you now, well, me soon get wedding soon.
You know what? Ryan, goodbye. Have a good evening, Ryan. Ryan can trouble me, you see. 914-600-4228. You know what Chris will be? I don't know. You hear that? You know. I just can't with you people. Welcome to Mail Zone. How are you?
Good evening, Lady B. I just love that little dialogue between you and King Ryan.
You know, you see Ryan there. He just full of mix-up.
Ryan, he's a troublemaker.
I know. Love trouble, me man.
Oh my gosh.
What you say now, Pat?
Okay, I don't know. If I had
None
said
of us.
good evening, Lady B, good evening to everyone in the chat room. And King Ryan, you're the best.
I know.
Oh my gosh, it's good to have a little laughter now and then, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So
yes.
Pat, what's your
But,
what's your
let's get
say?
to serious business.
Yes.
Lady B, this is a worthless cutlass. I believe it, Ryan, he could have been deported because it's when we immigrate from Jamaica to whatever country overseas is for a better life. Obviously, it shows that this guy didn't come for a better life. Something must have happened. He might have gone to prison. He was deported, and here it is. He don't have nowhere to live. Now, this, you know, it really bothers me. Why is it some of us women, we feel that we must have a man in our life? Whether he's a blockfoot man, a short man, a tall man, a barefoot man, whatever kind of man it is. You know, they don't do their homework. Now, yes, it's difficult. I agree with Ryan. This one is on her. But I have one of two choices. She's in Jamaica. She can get some courage and put the courage in the bed and never get back in that bed.
You know,
he would have never go back in that bed to sleep, lady. Do you hear what I tell you? He would have to sleep. Oh Lord! You see how people allow you to go someplace where you don't want to go?
Right.
Okay, that's one choice. Number two, leave the apartment. Leave him in the apartment.
Go over your family.
Leave him in the apartment and let him stay there and find someplace else to go. And let's see how he's going to eat, sleep, drink, and where. Who is going to be paying the rent. She has to make up her mind right now to cut her losses. Otherwise, she's never going to get rid of that low-down, good-for-nothing Negro. He don't want to work. He don't have no ambition. And she is his meal ticket. So it's about time she wake up and smell the coffee. Otherwise, that man will be latched on to her for the rest of her life. So she has to make
a decision.
One of the two choices. Not unless she wants to stay and be abused. Because I don't know, Lady D.
It's
I
sad.
just don't know.
It is sad.
Yeah, but it's a situation she can get herself out of. She doesn't have to stay there if she doesn't have to.
Right.
She doesn't have to stay in that relationship, no, because obviously that relationship is not going anywhere. It's going to lead her down the path of hell. And one day she might just end up killing him.
And you know, because of resentment. That's something we wouldn't want to happen. Yeah, she'll resent him.
Absolutely. Because we hear of so many women who are being abused back in Jamaica. Some have met their ultimate demise. Some they have not found their bodies. You know, so I don't know. Isn't she not thinking? She's not listening.
Yes.
She doesn't know what time of day it is. She don't need no advice from anybody. Not unless she's wholesomely and soulfully tied to the man.
Shucks.
So if she's tied to him, she's going to have to put up and shut up.
Yeah, that's so
but
sad.
If she really wants to leave, she's gonna find a way how to leave.
Yeah.
She don't need anybody to tell her. Yeah.
Thanks, Pat.
Okay,
boy.
Lady D.
Appreciate you.
Wonderful topic as usual.
Yes, blessings.
Okay,
bye-bye.
Now. Bye.
Mail Zone, your emails are my priority. Good evening, everyone. Don't forget, give me a call, 914-600-4228. Let's help out this young woman. What should she do? Should she leave him? Pat says put the couch in the bed and he'll just bolt out and no come back. Jackie, you people are not easy, Jackie's here saying she need to invite him under one coconut or breadfruit tree and make one of them drop in him head. So Jackie believes that somebody kick him out of the house America because him lazy. So put him out too. You never know these things. It's Jazz Music Thursday. Welcome everyone, 914-600-4228. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez. The show is called Inside the Zone with Lady D. And I'm going to ask you the question, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'd like to say, hey Wilbert, welcome. Eighteen minutes after 7 o'clock. If you're just joining me, I just read a letter in the segment Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. And here is a young woman who met a boy when he was 15 and he had left for the United States to be with his mom. 7 years later, he returned. And their relationship rekindled. As a matter of fact, the young girl, as we would say in Jamaica, she pined after him. She missed him so much. And so when he came back without asking a lot of questions and vetting and, doing all she needed to do to cover the bases, she claimed she crossed I's and dot I crossed T, but not enough. And so now this man doesn't want to look work. At first he said he just wants to experience the beauty of the island because he hadn't been back in 7 years. It's all right, the island exhausts now. It's time to get into reality. And the man don't want to work. He's just home smoking every day. And then tell her that he doesn't have to work because she works. What a rude man. So now she wants to get rid of him. Her family don't know what to tell her because they were shocked when she moved in with him. Oh boy. Do you have a comment? I'm switching gears in a few 20 minutes now after 7 o'clock. All night long. Yeah, I mean, she didn't say he was deported, so I'm not even sure how to weave that in, but the possibility exists. Something happened. Yeah, tambo. Good evening to you. Welcome to Mail Zone.
Hi, Lady.
Good evening, Eddie F.
How are you?
I'm good. Eddie's a long time I don't see you. Have you shrunken? You good?
I think I may put on too much weight.
During the COVID time?
No, I don't want to hear that.
Okay.
That word.
Oh, so maybe I wouldn't recognize you now?
I don't know.
I would recognize
If you hear my voice, you'll know.
I know it's you anywhere. What say you, Ed?
My advice to that lady is do not get pregnant. Try avoid getting pregnant because she's gonna suffer.
Sound advice. Mm-hmm.
She's gonna suffer big time.
Mm-hmm. That's a good advice.
And in the
Eddie.
meantime, she could go and see a doctor that understands brain.
That understand what?
Brain.
What about the brain?
Give her a check on her head. She's crazy.
Eddie, all happened is that the young girl had loved him and he left, and these things happen to people. So, but the fact is that he came back. I guess she was just so overwhelmed with excitement, she couldn't help herself, and she didn't do enough work before she got so involved with him, regrettably. But I take your advice, and I know she's listening.
And then he's smoking weed make matters worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay?
Okay, Ed, got you.
All right.
Take it easy. Alrighty. Winding down, it's 23 minutes after 7 o'clock. Hey, Chris Wilby. All right, so Jackie, you're like the lovelorn. So Jackie says, seriously though, that means something. Him get deported because obviously he came back with nothing. Then she also says she need to jump ship, stop cooking, stop the sex, stop everything, and let this loader go. Yes. In center stage this evening, I'll be featuring Beverly Manley, Uncensored, an intimate portrait of a Jamaican icon. And this is part 1, and I'll be featuring, as I go along. Hope you'll find it interesting as I did. "25 minutes now after 7 o'clock. My name is Denise, Lady D. Gomez. What a good day. It's a perfect day, wouldn't you say? I say so too. It's awesome day. Hello, how are you?
Good evening, Lady D.
My dear. You know what, Auntie Daphne? I know you've been listening to this radio. Recently, I'm saying you don't hear me saying I haven't heard you.
I hear you.
And you don't call and say, boy, Lady D, I'm here, Medea.
I am here, Lady D, laughing at the joke sometime. When you're ready to go, I'm telling in my mind to dart yourself home.
Okay.
But I'm listening, man. I'm working very hard here, Lady D.
Oh, don't bother overworking.
Packing up. I'm getting ready to go back to Jamaica. Some months I'm here packing.
What?
Yes, I'm getting ready. I don't know when yet, but I have to go. My relative, most of my close relatives are there, so it's time for me to go now. 32 years is long enough over here.
I got you, my dear.
Yes, I have to go. But about this lady, he's in big trouble there now, because you see, like how he come back there as a loner, don't have anything, living half her, and she tried to stop from feeding him, do everything for him. Then he start to smoke the herb and thing like that. If you don't mind sharp, she end up they don't find her.
Lord, we don't even want to go there.
The best thing she must do is to try to move out from him as far as she can go and don't make nobody know where she's going, and leave him in the house and let the owner put him out. Don't argue with him, don't quarrel with him, don't let him know that she's going to move, because these men, people's heart is so desperate, wicked now, and they feel as if if you don't want him, then you're going to get somebody else.
Yes.
And if him cannot have her, then nobody else. I am so, if I was a young woman or a woman looking for somebody, I wouldn't want any to be with a man again. I just want just live by myself. You know, because he go away and she never know, because you see this thing, you give up so much thing because of this word love.
Yes.
You know, and but sometimes love causes you to weep, it causes you to mourn, it causes you to leave your mother's home. And you end up in trouble.
Yes,
you
Auntie
know,
Daphne.
so I would encourage her, don't quarrel with him, because they are bloodthirst, especially when you see they start to turn and drug, because they think there is no hope for them again. You know, so I'm sorry for, I wouldn't say she's stupid, no? I wouldn't say she's stupid, because people that say they love, some people say they love you and they beat you.
Yes.
So if they hate you, they would hug you and kiss you. You know, and she feels as if it's love, she love him. But him never love her, he's looking convenient.
Yes.
And for him leave her and gone, let him stay. If you have a man and you hear they say they want to go, don't ask them why they want to go, and don't tell them don't go.
Let them
The
go.
only question you can ask them, how quick? If they want to go, go now. Do not
No, don't wait.
night catch you there. Yes. Anytime you want to go, just go. Just from you tell me you go and pack your things and get out my side.
Thank you.
Yes,
Auntie
and when
Daph.
I'm gone, ladies, you don't take them back.
Yes, yes.
Don't take them back. And I am sorry for that girl, because I have children, you know. I have children, I have daughters. You know,
And you wouldn't
I
like
know
that to
how
happen.
she's worried now. And as the water chill, you hear somebody is missing. But I hope to God that she gets either rid of him or get out before anything happens.
Thank you, Auntie Daphne. So take your time as you're packing.
And I have to get your number, because I have to talk to you about something.
Okay, ma'am. So
Yes.
I'll make arrangements for you to get it.
Okay.
All right. So,
All right.
But
God
please
bless you,
take
my love.
blessings to you too, and please take your time. And Ryan is asking if he can come with you.
If he can come, oh sure. Oh sure.
But he might come down there and don't work.
No, I'm afraid he couldn't come. Have to make sure. No, say him have something. If him don't have education, him to get some job to do. Go even sweep street.
All right.
Even sweep street, but make sure you're earning some honest money.
That's right. You hear that,
And
Ryan?
not in any scam. No get money through scam. Go sweep the road, chop bush, and get your honest money.
There you
God
go.
will help you to survive.
All right, Auntie Daphne, take it easy.
God bless your pumpkin, and I love you so much.
Yes, thank you. Love you too. All right.
All right, dear. Bye-bye.
Ryan, okay, you just got your bill and parcel. You better make sure you work. 7:31 p.m. That's a wrap for Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. It is Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. It's a beautiful Thursday.
When you are hungry, come to Kulu Runnings Restaurant, located at 1802 Nerid Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx. We specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
I got a mortgage customized to fit me. Same day pre-approval on my loan.
Lower mortgage payments, so I have money to do more of the things that matter.
Happiness is
owning my own crib.
Take advantage of our same-day mortgage pre-approval plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with VMBS.
Don't forget to call VMBS 347-344-5790. 347-344-5790. Call Natasha Service. They're in Brooklyn, 300 Cadman Plaza West, 1 Pierpont Plaza, 12th floor, Brooklyn, New York, 11201. Take a trip down to Brooklyn, or you can talk by phone, okay? Welcome to the show, Inside of the Zone. It is Jazz Music Thursday. How are you? What you doing? What you up to? It's my pleasure to take you into Center Stage this evening. And in Center Stage, I'm featuring an interview, Beverly Manley Uncensored, an intimate portrait of a Jamaican icon. An icon indeed. I remember seeing her at Oceana when Winnie Mandela went to Jamaica. Yes, we were there, and it was a nice affair. I used to do things, Yeah. So welcome, everyone. Hope you find this informative.
You see the innocence? Poor little girl. You didn't know what you were getting into, did you?
Jamaica is an unequal society on 3 dimensions: race, gender, and class. Even though slavery was abolished in 1838 and Jamaica got its independence in 1962, unacceptable levels of economic and social inequality remain, especially for working class blacks. We remain mentally colonized. Against this background, a black working class girl, Beverly Anderson, is born in 1941. Beverly's story is Jamaica's story. She has grand visions and fierce ambition, and she commits to building a meaningful life by transforming the lives of ordinary black people, especially women and children. Armed with the ideology of democratic socialism, she and her comrades, Michael Manley and D.K. Duncan, envision uniting the nation under a mantra of social and economic justice. For all the sound and fury of the righteous 70s, 50 years later, Jamaica has veered way off course. Beverly's dreams and ambitions were thwarted. We appear no more in control of our own destiny than we were before independence. As the sun sets on all she has done, she reflects on whether or not it was worth it. Is Jamaica really any closer to being a place that ordinary black people can live and thrive? Can we all learn by peeling away the mask of history and determining the best way forward? Give us vision, lest we perish.
My mother, I would say, came from a middle class, and my father came from more like the working class. He was like black, and my mother was what we call in Jamaica high brown. Her parents were very upset when she married my father. Her parents didn't come to the wedding. They were so upset. You had these two not real social classes to the extent that they were wide apart, but like one would be at the bottom of the middle class or the working class, and one would be nearer to the top. Both parents had a very high sense of knowledge around education. They knew that we had to be educated, and as girls, it had to be even more so.
The opportunity for a broader range of Jamaicans to attend high school opened up in 1958. Norman Manley introduced scholarships which allowed more black people into high schools. Beverly benefits from these changes. She went to St. Hugh's, which was a predominantly white and brown school.
St. Hugh's It's still difficult for me. The first scholarship girls would have consisted of like my older sister. But by the time I came right after, you still were very aware that the school was becoming a school of diversity, because it didn't just have high browns in the school or white students. Under the Norman Manley regime, more black students would come in. And when I look back at it, the culture was so different. It was like bringing in two cultures. You have a culture and you bring in another culture. One of the ways my mother, after all of us were in high school, one of the ways she made it possible is that she was an excellent cook, and she made coconut. When I talk about it right now, I get moist-eyed. She made coconut cakes. You know the white coconut cakes with the pink on top? And you couldn't go back home if you hadn't sold all of them. St. Jude's was not a place you go and sell. But she never get that. She said she don't business. That's what she have to do so we could get lunch money. So it's later in life that some of the girls who went to St. Jude's said, but we used to love them. But at the time, you know, we're just almost shy and ashamed. I would say of the 4 children, I was the one who talked back. It was automatic with me. I would get blamed for a lot of things because I always talk back. What you call feisty. So if Mama said, I said, ah. And that went on throughout our lives. My relationship with my mother, certainly growing up, was more negative than positive. And she also had a temper, which is something else that upset me, because the temper could mean that she's going to pick up something and throw it. We're sitting at the table, like I was at one end of the table. We would have we used to have a nice dessert. We asked her why we couldn't have the potato pudding. She didn't answer me. And the second time I asked her, she just got very upset. She had a knife in her hand, and she just took it up and threw it across the thing and said, I told you to stop. Asking me that question. And she not only took the knife and threw it across at me. I had it, I don't have it anymore, because I did that. I had it for a while, because I had to take it out. But I think my burning ambition at the time would be just to get out of the house. That's what I was focused on. How soon can I leave this house, which for me became very oppressive. Unfortunately for me, I was able to talk to her before she died and ask her to forgive me for how I was with her. And she didn't know what I was talking about. She said, how was I with you? What are you talking about? You're the darkest one in the family. You're a woman, and I wanted you to make it. I had to be tougher on you. I think it was helpful because I learned how to be courageous in face of any issue. You know, I was the one, I think, who was able to speak out more than the others, mainly because I was thrust into certain situations where it was possible. It helped too in my relationship with men when I was able to have boyfriends and later on to get married, you know, that I didn't have to be a victim. It helped. I wouldn't have seen it that way at the time, I can tell you, but it helped.
Beverly envisions herself as a proud black woman. She wants to make clear that she will be somebody against all odds.
There were exciting days in radio, television, modeling, and theater. My flatmate, Audrey Chong, taught me how to entertain, and so we socialized in our charming apartment at least once weekly, extending invitations to women and men in our world. It was not unusual for me to complete a television show, proceed to a modeling assignment on a cruise liner, and then appear in a theatrical production the following night. It was one of the most exciting times of my life.
My way over.
How do you do?
What are you doing there?
I'm looking for work, Mom.
I don't have any work to give you.
I can wash your car, you know, Mom.
My husband gets the car washed downtown.
I could do the gardening, you know, Mom.
Look, we have a gardening service to do that.
I can do anything, you know, Mom. Anything.
Look, there's nothing you can do for me. Nothing you can do for me.
Taking your 10 cents then, Mom.
What's the matter with you young, healthy boys? All you know to do is beg, beg, beg. That's all you can do, just beg? How you got in here anyway?
The gate was open, Mom.
Well, when you go outside, you make sure you lock the gate behind you. Who left the gate open?
It's time for the world today. And in the world today, we thought we'd take a look at robotics. Would you believe that, robotics? And what this looks like for, say, the year 2030. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today in Jamaica.
On the other side of the tracks, there is an elite Jamaican family with an immense political and artistic legacy. Michael Manley is a son of Norman Manley, the first Premier of Jamaica, and Edna Manley, the woman who celebrated black beauty through her art. Michael is destined for a successful career in politics the moment he is ready to take up the baton. He has a strong favor with the working class through his history with the trade union movement. He became the leader of the PNP when his father Norman retired in 1969.
By the time he met me, I was already a name known in Jamaica, Beverly Anderson. I was producing his union talk. He used to do a union talk often, maybe even once a week, once every 2 weeks, talking to the workers. And the person was to produce him on that Saturday was not available. Wycliffe Bennett was the general manager, said I had to do it. I didn't want to do it. I had no idea then that within months of my first encounter with Michael Manley, our lives would begin to intertwine. My only other opinion of Manley was that he sounded boring on radio. If I was a duty announcer when a taped broadcast came on from him, I would introduce it and promptly go to sleep. Manley sounded so dull, so old. I quickly taught him how to color his words so that they would jump off the page and how to vary his voice to keep listeners' attention. I explained how to introduce and end the broadcast effectively and how to keep his audience in mind, addressing them directly and understanding their points of view. What a difference! He was a natural. He fell in love with this new delivery and was like a child who had just made a discovery. Although I did not admit it at the time, his reaction intrigued me. Here was this man, a Manley, who had already distinguished himself in the trade union movement and on the country as a whole, and yet he was willing to humble himself and learn communication techniques from a young woman. The next day, one of his close associates called me about giving him private lessons.
Labourers, hear me! I have altered the balance of power in Jamaica in favor of the black and the poor, and I have no apologies to history. You walk with a pride today you never had before because of my work, and nothing will turn that back in Jamaican history. Nothing will turn it back. Nothing will turn it back.
Love is clean and love is pure. And love is a thing that no doctor can cure. And love is a thing we need for sure. And if you don't got it, we got the music called cure.
Oh, I've told the story so many times. I was doing a play at UWI, Mona, and he came to pick me up after the play. I had met him before and he was trying, but I wasn't taking him on. And somebody said, Michael Manley's here, so where are you telling me? He said, he has come to pick you up. I said, oh. So I ended up going with him. And we talked from about 8 o'clock that night until about 6 o'clock the following morning. And that's how I knew that I was hooked. I've never been so excited and just hearing some words I never heard before. Oh, it was amazing. And he followed it up well, never stopped until I gave in to a date with him. And after a while, we were just doing something every night and just enjoying each other. But we just couldn't stop. We just couldn't stop seeing each other. You have been in love. I mean, it's like, like something. And then the politics came into it, and that was it for me. All the dreams he had, which we shared, some of which I didn't even know I shared. Traveling overseas. I mean, it was like the two of us had become one.
Beverly and Michael developed a symbiotic relationship that was political, intellectual, and sexual. The potential scandal of an interracial and interclass relationship forces Beverly and Michael to get engaged in secret. Although Michael is technically black, he's perceived by most Jamaicans as white. Upon hearing the rumors, the Jamaican newspapers quote an announcement from the London Express to announce the engagement as there is no official local source. The dawning of one of Jamaica's most powerful political couples in history begins in the shadows.
Who she?
Where Michael go find this hurry come up?
What's her last name? Who is her father?
Why Michael choose a she?
I was cast into another world of sit-down dinners and 3-course meals and eating stuff that I'd never eaten before. I mean, it may sound ridiculous, but something...
Using instruments that you
using, as I say in the book, those escargot instruments, Yes. But what was wonderful throughout it all is that I had his full support. Couldn't have done it if he was not the kind of individual who made me feel loved, protected, and supported wherever we went together.
Almost every night the man is listening to classical music now. Like Edna would come over and and you can't say a word in it. He was like an 18th century lover. Whoever the woman at the time was, he cherished her, he worshipped her. And I mean worship. Worship to the extent that sometimes I couldn't manage it. It could become stifling because, I give you an example, we'd be sitting at breakfast and I said, sweetheart, I have a headache. And the next thing I know, 5 doctors arrive. And I'm not exaggerating. Just in case one doctor couldn't handle it, Beverly has a headache. One morning I said, I need a break. I would really love to go to Europe for even a day. Next thing I know, travel agent was there. Your husband said, you want to go to Europe, where do you want to go? It was kind of, and he, a real romantic. That's how he was, very, well with me anyway, very gentle and kind. I thought when I met him, because he was 17, almost 18 years older than me, and one of the reasons I risked, and I put it that way, the marriage, is that I thought that he had finished with all that stuff. Because when I met him, I knew he was a playboy, right? You can't look like that. It's hard to look like that and not be a playboy. He was so good looking. He did have a circle of wives who took care of him and who he took care of. And they were mostly little white women. Every time I see a little white woman now, I think, if Michael was around, she'd be after him. So in a way that helped with the jealousy, because I never saw myself as them. What he did was very clever. He kept me so satisfied and cherished that, you know. And then he met them in the afternoons. Because he was a very disciplined man. He'd come like at 6 o'clock, we sit down and have dinner. But they were like some little white people. And none of them could say anything about me either. There was one woman in particular who later on I realized liked him. And she was having a dinner party and said, when she invited him, because he told me, she said to him, "You can't bring her." And he said, "Who are you talking about?" He said, "I'm talking about Beverly, can't bring her." He says, "Well, if I can't bring her, I'm not coming." That was it. So he didn't go.
Michael Manley became Prime Minister in 1972 with a landslide victory. He promises fundamental changes for post-colonial Jamaica that will uplift the destiny of the ordinary Jamaican. He pitched hopes of self-reliance. He woos the nation with his democratic socialist ideals. The brown elite fear this socialist-leaning transformation will take their privileges away. Many migrate. Michael reacts with callous indifference to their departure.
Daddy is very known for having said, "If you don't like what I'm doing, there are 5 flights a day. You can go to Miami." Now, Daddy didn't literally mean to chase the middle classes out of Jamaica, but he was tired of everybody accusing him of being communist, and this, it just irritated him because he had an idea of what he was trying to do and he knew it wasn't communist, and he was just sick of the press and everybody getting at him, and he was just coming back from Cuba. I remember Beverly looked at him and said, "What have you done? What have you done?" And he's like, "Well, what have I done?"
Many business owners and skilled laborers leave. The brain drain speeds up.
I find a lot of empty houses in Beverly Hills because most of the people move to foreign.
Next time on Beverly Manley Uncensored, Beverly uses her position to raise working class consciousness. She is heavily criticized by several members of the public and the political community. After all, she defies the traditional expectation of a prime minister's wife to cut ribbons and kiss babies. Don't miss the next gripping episode of Beverly Manley Uncensored.
There was no shortage of men who wanted to date me. And it was fun. But my mother's thing was in my ears. You know, you can kiss, you can do anything else, fondle, anything, no sex. That stayed with me until I got into the women's thing and opened up.
Four minutes to 8 o'clock. I hope that you garnered something from that interview with Beverly Manley. She's now 80 years old, and she reflects on her personal and political journey in a documentary series, Beverly Manley Uncensored. The series offers explosive political and personal revelations from a keen-eye witness and one of the most fascinating women in Jamaica. Beverly Manley Uncensored, a story of politics, colorism, imperialism, feminism, classism, sex, and political violence. And I'll certainly be, airing the remaining 3 interviews with you. But it's interesting that one, her mom didn't joke and her mom didn't care about how she earned her money to send them to a good school. And Beverly, many people, because she's black, used to really speak. Even growing up, I would hear it. They would talk all kinds of things about her, not knowing who she really was and how instrumental she was in Michael Manley's life. She actually taught him, tutored him how to speak and captivate an audience, because he didn't have that. He would just go to the microphone and talk. But he didn't have it, and she did it. Good evening. Welcome to Inside the Zone.
Hi, Lady D. It's Natasha Service. How are you?
My sponsor is on the line, everyone.
How are you doing?
Thank God. Victoria Mutual Building Society in the house. Natasha Service. How you doing, Natasha?
I'm my hearty.
Okay. Okay. Nice to hear you. I'm glad. I know you're perhaps commuting, so we can hear you. So I'll be quick.
Yes.
I'll be quick. So how are things going over there at Victoria Mutual? You know, I've been playing the commercials, plugging the generational aspect of home ownership, providing them with your telephone number, address, and the products and services that you offer. But coming from the horse's mouth is always best.
All right. Lady D, things are going really well. We have to give God the glory.
Yes.
He has put us here for a good reason. We were sent here to serve the Jamaican community, and I personally think they're happy with what we're doing. So all glory to God for that.
Amen. Amen. Now, someone recently asked me, why is VM all the way down on Cadman Plaza? I say you ask.
Lady D, I feel like you're setting me up with that question.
I tell you.
I feel like you're setting me up with that question. But to be all right. So let me put it. Let me simplify it for you. We had to, in order to secure a license, we had to find a location, and so this is just it's a short stop. Let's just leave it like that. It's a short stop. Ideally, I know our customers are used to us having like a storefront that they can enter at any time without having to make an appointment or anything like that.
Right.
We promise you that we will be working on that, getting you that space where you're used to just walking in and be served by our wonderful staff. And hopefully, God's willing again, next year we will be able to have like a satellite location in the Bronx, because most of our customers know. It is strange. It sounds strange, you know, even when I say to senior management back home, most of the customers we see in our office do not come from from Brooklyn or Queens. They come from the Bronx. So we definitely need a satellite, and I'm advocating, listeners, for a satellite location in the Bronx, and I'm not going to stop until we get it.
All right, so we broadcast out of Mount Vernon, but we're on the border of the Bronx. So the people hearing, so those in Mount Vernon who are hearing you would still be able to hop on over to the Bronx, because it's not far away.
To the Bronx, right.
Because it's not far away.
Right.
Now, again, an avid listener of mine, he had really called me some time back, which I mentioned to you, about his brother who was able to purchase the house and didn't have to go to Jamaica and all of that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I know that VM, you have a heart for, you know, generational arrangements and people passing down, you know, information on how they acquired their home through VM, why their children should, and their children's children.
Of course. Lady D, we're really on a serious drive to helping our people to build generational wealth. And what we have discovered over the last few years is that the mass of our member base is more mature. So we're trying our best to work on building out our member base to a younger, not that we we already have the mature members,
Yes.
but we're really working on getting those mature members to have their kids and their grandkids to not only invest in Victoria Mutual, but to invest in Jamaica. By extension, investing in Jamaica.
And that's ultimately what it would be.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you know, Lady D, I get passionate about this. Every other nationality or ethnic group, they're doing that. Why can't we do the same?
Why can't we do the same? Yes.
Right.
And, you know, I want you to really just, again, tell them in a nutshell the importance of home ownership.
Oh boy, we can't dispel it. Listen, it is very vital to our well-being. Not only, and as Jamaicans, we need to look seriously at investing in our country. Yes, we live here, we work here, but Jamaica is home, and Jamaica will always be home. And what we found over the years, since I started here approximately 4 years ago, that persons are not only looking to go back home to retire, but they're looking for investment properties. They're looking for an additional home where they can spend the warm weather here, and then they'll go home during the winter time.
Right.
And we have younger persons who are also looking at having a second home in Jamaica. So there's so many different reasons for investing in our country.
Yes.
It's not just about going back home to retire. You know, it's all the myriad of reasons that I just gave you.
Yes.
And so many of our young people, as I say, once they're in a position to do so, they are purchasing homes back in Jamaica, because, you know, during the pandemic, a lot of us were given the opportunity to work remotely. And so we have helped persons to own property back home, and they're able to sit on the beach or enjoy the cool breeze, or in the backyard, while they're still working, doing their jobs here in the U.S. So, yeah, there's so many reasons to invest back home.
Well, I thank you for calling in so that, again, our audience can hear the voice of our sponsor and the products and services that Victoria Mutual Building Society. How many years now?
143 years.
143. Again, remind them of the telephone number, Natasha.
So the office numbers are 347-344-579-021. And we are there Mondays to Fridays. We take our first customer at 10 and our last at 3.
Okay. Alrighty. So, ladies and gentlemen, they're just over in Brooklyn. Make a call. Ask for Natasha's service, and she'll be too happy to serve you. Come, man, get the house. Natasha, enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much for calling in.
You too, Lady D, as we continue to celebrate Jamaica 60. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for the show. Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. I hope that you garnered quite a bit, learned something, enjoyed a piece of the show this evening. And I'm looking forward to being back on Monday to do it all over again from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. with the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Thanks to Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nerida Avenue in the Bronx. Always, Soji. And Keisha, thank you. Stop by. It's Thursday, and just call them up, 718-324-7484, and say, hey, Lady D, send me. And they'll be too happy to serve you. Don't forget, Mr. Hines and his crew, on August 20, they will be hosting the first scholarship fundraiser, and this year's recipient will be Kamal J. Farnham, and he attends St. George's College High School in Jamaica. So the DJs will be DJ Ray Bly, Fifth Element. The MC will be Al Jam. The venue, Jamex Social Club, 3447 Basechester Avenue in the Bronx. August 20, that's next week Saturday. The doors open at 9 p.m. Refreshments will be on sale. Tickets, $30, and it includes your food, your dinner. Yes. So call Mr. Hines, 347-744-0945. I know Al had said he would be willing to drop off within reasonable proximity, that is. Tickets, if you need tickets, call him at 917-273-3456 or Maureen Evans, 646-427-4324. Blessings, everyone. Me a dock myself home here now. Time for me go on my yard. But again, as always, God bless and keep you. Please try to be safe as I do the same. I'm looking forward to seeing you Monday. Me gone home, them just say me fi go on up. So I'm heading home now. A lot of love and blessings, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Love, love. As always, I'm out of here.
Station. They play the best music. Number one. Best music for your listening pleasure.
There are radio stations within the air, but to this, none can compare. Try to figure what to think, because now with us, you're fully linked. Stay linked to Linkage Radio, your home for entertainment.
This station rules the nation.